Hello traders, hello YouTube. I'm Will Bridges. Welcome back to 123 Trade. So what we've got for you here today, we're going to do a Metatrader 4 walkthrough tutorial, also called MT4. A lot of you may have a Metatrader 4 account and don't know it because you're probably using some kind of third-party newer software that you like more. Metatrader 4 is somewhat of a dinosaur. I'm going to talk a little bit about why people use this program instead of Metatrader 5. This doesn't really make sense. MT5 has been out for years, but we'll get more into that here in a moment. So if you are wondering, I'm going to explain that here as well. What I want to show you is the tools that you might use regularly in this platform. It is going to be kind of a painstaking process for me because honestly, I know how to use this platform, but I also know about easier tools to use. And if you want to know more about that, SmartTrader is what I prefer. There's a video if you want to know how to use SmartTrader that's going to be below here. I just put it in the info above my head, but I'll put a link below here. I can actually get you a discount on SmartTrader too. But I'm going to show you how all this stuff works. You'll understand as I go why I like to use other platforms, but that being said, this does have a lot of merit. It is something that every trader should understand, and you do need a backup. Redundancy is good to have. You do not want to have an issue with your third-party platform that you can't check on and troubleshoot with your brokerage platform, because that's what this is. It is a direct connection to your broker. So I'm going to show live trades in this session, show you how to make market orders, pending orders, all that stuff. So I need to cover my bases and make sure everyone knows everything in this video is for educational purposes only. So what this is saying here is that if you put your money in the foreign exchange market, your capital is at risk. You've got to risk it to get the biscuit. That's what investment is all about. So you don't ever want to invest with capital that you cannot afford to lose. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Get to the fun part that you actually came to see. So let's get back over to our big screen. And this is Metatrader 4, the moment you've all been waiting for. First thing I want to show you is how to log in. Right here in the top left. Okay, if you download this from your broker, then you may be logged in immediately when you get in. It may ask you for your server number. Your server, all that is listed in your My Accounts page or your back office, whatever you call it, of your broker. Okay, so once you have that information, you come down here to log in to trade account. You have this pop up, and if you download this from your broker, it's the only place you can get it. You can't go get Metatrader 4 standalone on your computer anymore because they don't provide it. They're trying to sunset this, but every trader on earth is, like a little kid freaking out at the mall right now, sitting down on the ground. So it's people have been telling me that Metatrader 4 is going away since I started trading, and that was years ago. So once you type in your information here, you click login. If it doesn't work and it says invalid account at the bottom, that means that your password's wrong, and you should go to your brokerage account, reset it so you know the password, and then try it again. That's really the number one issue that most people have ever with this platform, because it's old. Like I said, it's stable. It is a dinosaur, but the benefit is that it is stable. You get a consistent data feed. It is exactly what the broker is using. So if you ever have an issue, this is where you go and you check anything out. But now that we've showed you how to log in, talked a little bit about MT5, all that other stuff, let's go ahead and show off. Okay, so I just moved this down. If I want to move my order window, there's this very hard to see gray line right here. If I click on it, when I get that double arrow, okay, then I can drag it and make this window smaller, bigger, whatever I want. I can do the same thing with my window on the left. Right now I've got my market watch up. I can pinch it over to the left, and now all the OCD people watching this are freaking out because, wow, there's gray space. I want all these to be the right size. What do? You click this window button. Now they're perfectly fitting into the space. I don't have to manually resize anything. If I want to change my market watch back to how it was, I just pinch it, squeeze it back out. Okay, there's a lot of ways to open charts. One of them, my favorite, all these are color-coded on the left for me. So if I want to look at different symbols, like if I want to pull up the Russell 2000, I click on this, I pull it over to the chart, it's open. If I want to make that full screen, I click the full screen button. If I want to come back to all my other charts, there we go. If I want to add even more charts, I can click this plus chart button. Okay, and if I want to add, let's say, the FTSE. Let's look at the FTSE. Here it is. Okay, so now you've maybe getting bothered by this one being in the way. I can squeeze that one in too. Now we've got 8. They're taking up the perfect amount of space. I can have a lot of them. I think you can probably have 30 on here. Personally, I don't use that many charts at once. If you are, you've got a lot of time on your hands. More power to you, actually. I may be jealous. I may just be, complaining right now. But I don't like to spend that much time staring at my computer or at, money TV. I like to set my trades and I like to leave. That's why I'm going to show you market orders with stop losses and take profits, and pending orders with stop losses and take profits, because I don't like to stare at this stuff. I like to figure out what I need to do and then go back to my life. Okay, so we've got heating oil on this chart. Okay, I just double clicked on the bar at the top of this chart to make it full screen. This grid is in the background. Some people love it. I don't. So you right click on the chart, you click grid. Way less noisy now. Okay, if I want to zoom in, there's these magnifying glass buttons up top. I zoom in, and I just realized this is not a candlestick chart. This is a bar chart. So if I want to change that, there's 3 buttons. This is very basic compared to most platforms, which is why it's been around for so long. But I just changed it to candlesticks. You can also do a line chart. There's candles. If I want to change the time frame, there's 2 ways to do that. These M1, M5, M30, H1, pretty straightforward. There's also this drop-down list I never use. I don't know why it exists, but I'm going to tell you about it. So there it is. Okay, so I'm going to stick to these. Some people are comfortable with the drop-down list, so you do you. But now what we're looking at, okay, we're on heating oil. I want to get to a chart that I actually want to trade. I told you I was going to find an opportunity that I was going to be interested in. So let's go ahead and find that. So, what might be really nice to look at right now, my opinion, okay, maybe the euro yen. Euro yen might be a very interesting pair. And, that being said, right now we're on our monthly time frame. We're looking at the euro yen all the way back to 1999 right now. There are other platforms that have more data that goes back further. Metatrader 4 is going to give you what they give you. So just so for what we've got, if I want to zoom in, we're not looking at everything now. We're just looking back to 2004. If I zoom out, I want to make this look small. I can click on the numbers on the right, pinch the chart. Okay, I'm going to do my line tool. Okay, this is a trend line right above my market watch. I click on that. I hold the mouse down. Wherever I let go is where this line is going to be. Okay, so now I've placed my downtrend line, and it looks like I've got a little bit of an inner trend here as well. So I'm going to draw that one. Okay, looks like we did just bounce off of that one. So I might already have a little bit of a bias in my brain, but I'm going to draw my line on the bottom. And we have looks like a much less steep uptrend on the bottom than we do on the top. So we've got more downward pressure than we do upward pressure. So what that's telling me is that I think this is a long-term downtrend. The other thing that I'm looking at to feel that way is that we're about, 35% lower than where we were in 2007. So in my mind, this is a bias to the south, and there's a lot of prices that haven't been hit in a long time below here that there are some bankers still losing money on, that are still holding positions long on the yen because they have been expecting the euro to fall for many years, because banks don't move their money every day. So being that I know that, okay, so now what we're looking at, we've kind of bounced off of our trend line up top. I think this is a downtrend. I want to look for sells. Okay, so I'm going to go to a lower time frame. I want to make this bigger. If you pull this up high enough, it'll kind of snap and put it to whatever the biggest might be. Go to the daily time frame. Okay, perfect. So what we're looking at on our daily chart, okay, and this, I might actually have to find a really short-term scalp because I really, really like the short on this one. So we're at kind of a low price right now. Not necessarily a great time for me to get in as a seller right away. I may want to scalp to where I want to sell from, but let's figure that out first, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I want to start selling this, and I'm going to do that with my Fibonacci tool. Okay, so this exists in this platform. It is not automated or anything special like that. So there's my first fib range. I have to draw it manually. You click, you drag, you pick the AB boundary. There it goes. If you did it wrong, then do it the other way upside down, because it is the opposite of every other platform that I use, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but that's just the way life is. So in looking at this first wave down, we never actually hit our 618 level up top. We hit, whatever this level is. This would be like our 236 on the top side. This tool is not showing every Fibonacci level You know, there are other tools that have more levels. I just happen to know about that one. So it never hit the 382. So what I'm going to expect is the market is actually going to climb to that level and then fall. Because right now we are getting higher highs and we have higher lows. We're at kind of a low price right now. So that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and get a couple lines drawn here. Okay, our current market price is going to be there all the time. I don't have to do anything for that. We have about a 2-to-1 opportunity. If I look over here on the left, you can see where there's nothingness over here. I have about a 2-to-1 opportunity in this trade. So this is going to be a counter trend trade. I'm telling you that right now. I think the long-term trend is down, but I'm going to have a narrow risk, solid risk reward. This is kind of going sideways. There's lots of price demand up top. I'm going to expect it comes up here and tests this pocket that never got hit, because hey, targets like to get hit, baby. But let's go ahead and show you how to open this trade. This is the easy way, is to use this little arrow in the top left. This is the one that I use, and actually I place trades in here all the time. I love to place trades in here because I'm lazy and I don't like to type in the numbers for my stop loss and my take profit, but I still like to have them. Okay, so I'll show you how to do the long way first. And you know, one of them, if I right click on the chart, I click on trading here, I'll have this other window, new order. I can do a market execution. That's if I want to get in right now. I can set my stop loss and my take profit right here. Okay, a lot of traders like to do it that way. Personally, I'm lazier and I like to be more efficient. If I want to get in the market for a market order, I want to do it right now. And I don't want to wait to type all this stuff in. I already figured out where I want my stop loss and my limit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this widget on the top left and I'm going to click buy. It's going to ask me if this is the first time that I've ever clicked that button, because it's so convenient. This is actually the one thing about MT4 that I really like is how fast you can place a trade. So what this disclaimer is saying is that, like, hey, if you click on this button by accident, it's your fault. So keep in mind, it is very easy to place a trade. That is the drawback, is that you might do it by accident. Okay, so I accept these terms and conditions. I click OK. And the trouble that most people have, if you're going to make a mistake with this, is that the lot size is in the middle. So if you click on that, you know, it might default to 1.0, okay, which is standard lot. And if you click buy real quick, some of you might not have enough equity in your account to place that trade. Okay, so that's why they give you the disclaimer. Okay, so I type in my lot size there. Just for example, we'll do a micro lot, 0.01. Okay, now what's going to happen when I click buy is that I'm immediately in this trade. That just happened. As soon as I clicked, boom, there we go. So we're in this trade. And I can go down here. I don't have a stop loss. This is my order window below. So we're in the market. Okay, you can see it moving over here, profit loss moving. And I don't have a stop loss. I don't have a take profit. If I want to add that manually here, okay, I come up here, I type in the stop loss, I put in my numbers, whatever it is, and I can do it that way. But otherwise, what I like to do and what I actually use this platform for is just to click drag. So I just click, I drag to wherever my lines were. All I had to do is click the buy line or the sell line, whatever it is. If you pull the buy line above, it's going to set a take profit. If you pull it below, it's going to set a stop loss. It does the opposite if you're in a sell position, but this trade's set up. There's nothing else to be done. I'm playing a consolidation move. I'm expecting some sideways movement on this because I do like it for a downtrend, but I don't think it's going to fall right away. So, you know, maybe I want to get out of this sell about right there. We got better than a 2-to-1 opportunity. I can tell if I hover over this line, I'm looking to make $15.73. I'm going to risk $8.90. I'm really not even trying to get higher than our previous high that happened. So this is a pretty high probability trade. And what I want to do now is I want to show you where the pending order, the big trade, the one everybody actually cares about. I don't know, maybe everybody will like this trade, but this one's only going to be good for a few days. And then whoever watches this video in a few weeks is going to see that, you know, I either won or lost this trade. But I'm excited. Try me. Come back in a few weeks. I dare you. But let's go ahead and look for our pending position. I'm going to get another chart going. I'm going to click my window button up top, pull up my other window, get rid of my grid. Okay, all this other stuff on this list, just so you guys know, volumes, if you're trading Forex, is a waste of time. If you're trading an index, or you're trading, you know, a stock, makes a lot more sense. For Forex, I'm not going to use it, okay? So I'm going to pull my Euro Yen back up. Also on this list is the grid that I've been getting rid of every time. One-click trading, you can turn that on, off. That's that widget button that's top left. So if I click one-click trading, I'll just show you guys this. That little widget window just popped back up. So otherwise, you can save a picture of your chart and share it with people if you want to do that. That's the other stuff that's on here. This depth of market, in my opinion, useless. I've never used this for anything. The one thing that it does have value for the average trader, in my opinion, is that it tells you what a lot size is. And that's very useful for something like CFDs. I'm going to have another video on that here in the coming days. Okay, but we're on another new chart. Okay, I want to look for a pending order. Oop, I accidentally just did that there. You see how I did that? I right-clicked its sell limit. Okay, so I can still delete that. It just popped up down here. Okay, it's very easy to do that. Another reason why I don't really do a ton in here other than just place trades. I come in here specifically to do that. It was easy to get rid of. All I had to do was click the X. Okay, so what I'm going to do is zoom in, magnifying glass button, and this new chart is on the bar chart because for some reason Metatrader 4 thinks people like bar charts, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody trade from one. So in years of trading, I've never seen anybody trade from one. But so let's look for this pending order. Okay, so I've already decided I'm looking for sells. Okay, and I'm looking for a much bigger opportunity on the downside because, as I mentioned before, we are making a counter trend trade right now. We're trading against the trend. Everybody knows the trend is your friend, but the trend is not always going to be. That just means the market goes more often one direction than it goes the other direction. I could very well lose this trade, but I could also very well win this trade. And my risk reward is better than 2 to 1. If I do this often enough, then hey, things will come my way. But right now, I'm expecting for this to come up, and then what I want to do is I want to get in as a seller after because I think the market's, at the end of it all, going to come all the way down to my 1618 level that I just drew my line at. So really, my next move is to figure out my pending order. You guys already saw me do that by accident. Right click, sell limit. Okay, this is sell limit price. It's going to tell you whatever lot size is plugged in to the one-click trading window. So if I change this to 0.05, and then I come up here and I try to do a sell limit right above where I am, it's going to say sell limit 0.05. So if you want to change that to whatever lot size on whatever chart, you just have to change it up here, okay, in your one-click trading widget window to then do it on your charts. Now I right-click, sell limit. There it is. Now when the market gets to that price, I'm going to sell immediately. I can adjust it if I want to. If I put it below, it's not going to let me do that because you can't do a sell limit below market price. You'd have to do a sell stop. But above, okay, so I can move it down a little bit if I want to, if I want to really make sure I get into this trade right after I get out of my other one, so I can maybe catch the double up on the dip and immediately go into profit the other way. If things work out perfectly. And hey, they might. So let's go ahead and click on my stop loss take profit down here and my pending order, and I want to set this real quick. Okay, I don't necessarily have to be perfect with these. It just has to be higher than whatever. Let's just say 126. Okay, 126, because I'm going to show you. I'm just going to adjust these later anyway, because personally I don't like spending a bunch of time typing stuff into this bar. I kind of feel dumb sometimes while I'm doing it if it takes me forever. So it's in there. I kind of hit the nail on the head anyways, but if I want to update it a little bit, I just click on my stop loss, I dragged it up, and now my sell limit is in there. I'm buying towards my sell limit. I'm going to get out of this buy trade and then immediately get into the, if I win this buy trade, I'm going to immediately get in as a seller. If I lose this trade, I may never get into my other trade and it won't matter and I can come back later and just delete it. Life goes on. But some of you are going to want to trade with automation. And depending on where you get it, it may be easier to set it up. Not to say easier to set up is a better system. Typically, if it's more expensive, it's going to be more difficult to set up. So let's go ahead and get to our chart window again. And actually, I'm going to pull up our euro yen again. This is the euro pound. Just click drag. There we go. Get rid of my grid. Okay. Actually, what I may, just for the sake of having something that's less noisy on here, let's give a bonus. Let's give another different pair. Let's do that euro pound. Let's go back. Let's do our euro pound. Open this one up. Let's see, Forex majors. Here we go. EURJPY. Okay, so we're going to do this one just because I don't want anybody to get confused by all the other lines and orders. I think I had 6 lines going on that other chart. I want this to be clear. Okay, so if you're going to run an automation on anything in Metatrader 4, the first thing you want to do is come to the highest time frame. Just work your way down so you can pull in every bit of data as possible, and you want to zoom all the way out. Okay, so that way when you turn on your robot, if it's using a 300 MA, it needs to be looking at 300 bars. So keep that in mind. If you're going to run a robot, you are going to need to just pull in all the data first. So right now we are on the 1 hour chart, and I do believe that there's actually some samples in here. These are indicators that are over here in our navigator window as well. And I pulled up my navigator window from this view button. Okay, so if I click on expert advisors, these are trading robots in Metatrader 4. Our expert advisors, that's what they're called. So I've got a couple of them in here already installed, and if I want to pull on, say, my moving average, okay, I need to make sure that auto trading button is on play. If I click this, it's going to stop me. I'm already set up to auto trade right now. Just need to make sure that's on, okay? But if I'm just going to use one of these samples or something that's unlocked and I don't have to be registered anywhere else, you just click it and you drag it over to the chart. Okay, and then you get this window that pops up. You click OK. It says frown face. Okay, so if there's a frown face, it means that we're missing something. So maybe I need to click my button. And now it says play up there. Okay. Yes, I want to stop. Click OK. You do the same thing, and now I have a smiley face. Now I have my system running. I have to leave this on or be running it on a VPS that's on all the time. Otherwise, your robot's not going to work. The system has to be open. Your computer can't go to sleep. Okay? So if you do any of that, then this moving average system I just turned on is going to stop working. So this smiley face needs to be smiling for your system to be on. And, a lot of you may have a system from somebody like, well, if you're watching this video, well, Market Traders is the largest trading school on earth. You may have something like this Perfect Storm class. Okay, and you may want to know how to get the Metatrader 4 resources. Those are right here. There's a video of how to do all this stuff in there. So this isn't the only resource. If you're a Market Traders Institute student, there's tons of them. Okay, so if I click on resources, I click on files. Okay, and then I come to, Perfect Storm Advisor, Expert Advisor. This is the Metatrader 4 robot. I click View Download. This window pops up on the bottom left. Okay, now I open this. Okay, this is a zip file. So I can't just copy these files. I need to extract all, and I need to send this somewhere. So we'll extract it to a folder. I'll extract it to my desktop. I'll extract it to somewhere. Okay, extract. Just highlight all these real quick. Right click. Nah. Did it already extract? Oh yeah, I got a window in multi-screen setup. Caught me. So now here I pick the window that I want to put this on. This is going to go to my downloads folder. So I may click browse and I can have it come to my desktop if I want to, or I can have it come wherever I want. But I'm just going to leave it be and let it stay on my downloads folder where it is. I'm going to click extract. So now I have to go to my downloads folder, which we've just opened. Okay, so I just extracted those files, and now if I want to load them, I highlight everything, I right click, okay, I copy, and now what I need to do is I need to come back to Metatrader 4, minimize my Perfect Storm window here, click on File, Open Data Folder, okay, and then I get this pop-up for the data folder. Once again on my other screen, I'm onto your game now, computer. So I right click, I paste right into the front page of my file window, okay? And now I look for the batch file, okay? The Windows batch file down here at the bottom. When I double click on it, it's gonna run and it's gonna install my system, okay? Windows Defender stopped me from doing that. Let's see, more info. Run anyway. I wanted to do it anyway. And now it disappeared. So what do we need to do now? Where did it go? So I'll show you where it went. This is our navigator window right here. If I right click, I click refresh, there's our Perfect Storm. I've got 3 systems I just installed right there. Okay, so I've got my Perfect Active Storm, Range Storm, Trend Storm, all the fun stuff ready to go, maybe, but not really. You've got one more step if you work with Market Traders, because this is a locked tool. It's a proprietary thing. This is something that is probably one of the most popular trading tools that I've ever seen. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this window back up. Okay. And what you need to do is you need to come back to your dashboard for your courses. Let's just come in. I'll just type in dashboard and take myself here. Learner dashboard. Let's go. So this is your course catalog in Traders. And if you go to Expert Advisor Activation Portal, okay, so now I've already installed my Expert Advisor in Metatrader 4. What you're going to see, I have different access because I'm a employee. Well, not necessarily employee. Well, yes, in a way. I'm a sister company. I'm an analyst. I have access to everything they've got. So what you're going to see, whatever you own with them, you'll have a list here and a box for you to plug in the account number of whatever it is that you want to run a specific automation that you purchase. So if you want to run your perfect storm on account number 217314224, whatever, then you need to plug in that number next to perfect storm on this page on your EA course activation page. Okay, then you'll be able to actually run the system. Then all you have to do is pull up and go ahead and just click and drag this over to the chart. It'll turn on. You'll get a smiley face up top right, and you'll be able to trade with automation in your Metatrader 4 instance. Some of you might also want to know about a few indicators. I don't really use a ton of it. If you haven't picked up on it so far, I use SmartTrader. There's a link for it below here. It is much easier to do analysis in for 1,000 different reasons, because this is a dinosaur, but it is something that I feel like every trader should also have. Because I do place trades in here. I just don't really use it to do analysis. I just want you guys, if you're in a pinch, and you want to use this on your phone too, the settings are pretty similar. But indicator wise, if you want to insert any of that, you click insert indicators, okay? Trend, oscillator, volumes. If you know what these are, then maybe that's a better reason to look on here. If you don't, then you can go in and play around with a bunch of stuff. The popular stuff is in here. There's stochastic RSIs and MACDs, and all you have to do is, if I want to run Bollinger Bands, I just click on it. I click OK. I can change the settings if I want to, but it depends on how advanced you are. You may not know how to do that. So from here, if I want to get rid of it, I right click. Now I have an indicators list. I can get rid of that, delete, close. Now that's gone. Expert advisors, I can remove that here like that as well. So now I've got nothing on this chart, and all I've got left, I want to look for one big move. So, if I think that this thing is going to come, relatively low in the short run, I want to show you guys what I think in the absolute long run, because, this move I'm already looking for, this is a, 300-400 pip move with my take profit. Let's go to the weekly time frame, where I think this thing might come long term. Okay, I want to make sure everybody understood how to use all the automation stuff, because I know that's big for people. But where I think this thing is going long term, okay, if I go ahead and draw my line on the outside, this is the part that, a lot of traders may not be patient enough for this move. Okay, but this is something that could be absolutely huge, and not the easiest to figure out on this chart, but really, the price that I like the most, that we haven't, the next stop on our train here, okay, this is our last low that we reached. Okay, so reality is, if this is a long-term downtrend, our next stop is probably going to be at that price, and the next stop after that is probably going to be the next level of support. So I'm gonna take a look here, and we're gonna confirm this stuff with some Fibonacci's. And this level right here, I like this one for a lot of reasons. Okay, this is where the market came last. Right below that, this is our target. I think that may be coming next, and I'm going to show you why I think so in more detail. Make sure we're on a bar chart, because, well, let's just say on a candlestick chart, because I like those more. And now I'm going to draw some Fibonacci's. This is a total pain in the butt in this platform. If you want to know how this can be automated, then you don't have to do all these steps, then check out that SmartTrader video I've been talking about, and you'll be glad you did. So that's where we hit our extension. I need to draw another one. I'm just going to draw this down because this gets super noisy on this platform. And for anybody watching this that's over the age of 5, may be hard to see what's going on. Let's get more real estate on our chart. Let's get this stuff out of our way here. I don't need this anymore. Goodbye. Okay, so let's zoom out. Okay, daily. Here we go. All right, so we've got our extension down here that was hit. So I need my new ABCD, which is going to be something like right here. This is a painstaking process on this platform, people. Okay, so now that line that I picked magically below is where my 1618 extension is for the wave that I just pulled. Okay, so I had to pull 3 Fibonacci waves to do that, which is a relatively objective process, a relatively subjective process. So if you want to have a more scientific approach, like I said, this tool is automated in another platform, and I use it for every trade that I place. So at this point in time, we are at what I would call the 618 retracement level. For some reason, they label it the 382. It's the same thing. So what I'm doing on the lower time frame is we're buying back up to this 382, and we're looking to take this range trade. So reality is, I could take the range trade and play the safe play, but I also think that Brexit's going to be huge. And that's, I think, going to be pretty good for the Japanese yen, because I think a lot of people are going to buy the yen because it's a shelter currency. So what I may do, instead of having this trade up top, getting out early, I'm going to fix this real quick so I can have 2 different lines here. This is my take profit line. I'm going to move my other stop loss back. I'm looking to make $25 right now. Okay, so this is a 0.01. If I go to my 1618, which is where I really think things are coming, maybe I don't even come all the way there. Maybe I just pick one of these levels of support. Okay, this trade I can let run for, this might hit by the end of this year. And from a 0.01, in a trade that I'd be risking something like $8, yeah, I'm risking $13 on this trade. This is about a 10-to-1 opportunity. So if you did a standard lot position in this, you're talking about 100 times that size. I'd be risking $1,300 with the intent of trying to make something like, I don't know, what does this line say down here one more time? To make $11,600. So this is over a $10,000 opportunity. All I had to do, I just moved my stop loss down. I readjusted. And now I have almost a 10-to-1. If I take trades like that all the time, I don't have to win very often. I can forget about this trade, let it run for as long as I want. Heck, I can dump it at this other closer price later if I want to. You be you. You enjoy your strategy, whatever that is. I just want to make sure everybody understood the ins and outs of the Metatrader 4 platform. Thanks, everybody, for joining us again. I'm Will Bridges from 123 Trade. If you haven't already, press the thumbs up button, press the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. We'll see you again soon, traders.